Hello, children. I hope you're all taking good care of yourselves. Today, we are going to take up Lesson 1.6, The Alchemy of Nature, for revision. Alchemy was an ancient branch of chemistry in which attempts were made to convert base metals into gold. Let us read this lesson, The Alchemy of Nature, and see how nature converts human life into something as beautiful and rich as gold. The essay begins with some lines penned by the famous poet William Blake. To see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. What do these lines mean? The poet says that nature has great power. If we only care to open our eyes and see it, our lives can be transformed by it. Something as tiny as a grain of sand can spark off an idea or imagination of a huge significance to the world. One can witness and experience the beauty of heaven in something as small as a wildflower and derive joy forever. Only one should have the eyes and the time to see it. Infinity is endless space, but your small palm can hold the destiny of earth through your efforts. The work that we do, the effort that we put in with our small hands can change the destiny of the earth. Eternity is endless. Time, but just an hour in your life can make a difference to the world forever. In short, great deeds can surpass or go beyond the limits of time and space. They never die. We instinctively turn to outdoor activities and nature as a way of relaxing and enhancing our well-being. By natural instinct, we turn to nature to enhance or enrich our lives. Don't we often go for a picnic to a place of natural beauty, to a forest perhaps, or maybe a hill station or a beach resort? We do this when we are tired and stressed and need some relaxation. Why do we turn to nature? Nature soothes and nurtures. Nature fulfills and motivates. Nature whispers and commands. Nature has the power to calm us down and to help us to grow and rejuvenate ourselves. Nature fulfills all our needs and motivates and refreshes us to face our busy routine. Nature whispers its secrets into our ears and it also commands. We can see this when there is a natural disaster which compels us to change our lifestyles and our habits. The author questions us, are we listening to what nature is saying? And she adds, when I do, it leaves me in complete awe. The author says that she experiences great wonder and amazement when she begins to open her heart and listen to what nature is saying. We have a hibiscus plant in our garden. Every fortnight, a flower blooms on it, big, bright, and tender. Through the day, it smiles with the sun and dances with the wind. But as evening approaches, it starts wilting or drying up. The morning after, it withers completely, and by evening, it falls and becomes one with the earth again. The flower comes to life only for a day, yet it does so in full splendor. For the one and only day of its life, the flower blooms in all its glory. What if we too lived our life, however short, to its fullest? The author raises a lingering question. What if we too live our lives with the same attitude as the hibiscus flower? The duration of life, long or short, does not matter. We must live life to the fullest, giving the very best to every task or endeavor that we undertake. We went to a rocky beach and saw the spread of the majestic ocean and the rocks alongside, carved, sculpted, and shaped by the water. Here, water is being compared to a sculptor. However, a sculptor has sharp tools like chisels to give shape to the rock. What tools does water have? Water is so gentle, rock so hard. Yet, as the water flows over it every day for years, the rock gives in. It takes the shape that the water commands. We see two contrasting elements of nature here: water, which is gentle, and rock, which is hard. The author says, our problems are so colossal or huge, and we are so small. Yet, if we persist, just like the water has the perseverance and the persistence to gently work on the surface of the rock every day for years, can we not have the same persistence to solve difficult problems which we encounter in our lives? Similarly, look at the rock. It allows itself to be sculpted into lovely shapes by the water. Can we not allow ourselves to be sculpted by the wise and elderly, though their teachings may be gentle? We saw small bits of grass peeping through the small cracks in a concrete pavement. It left us thinking, however impossible things may look, there is always an opening. We have all seen how the soft grass finds an opening through the hard concrete. What does it teach us? It teaches us that however impossible the situation may look, it always has some opening, some solution. It is up to us to try to find that solution without giving up or feeling dejected. We saw a tree bare of all leaves in the cold winter months. We thought its chapter was over. It was dead. But 3 months passed, spring set in, and the tree was back to its green majesty once again, full of leaves, flowers, birds, and life. Students, if you have been observant, you would have noticed that some trees in our school turn completely bare in winter, just like the author has described. But they begin to blossom and bloom as soon as the days get warmer. What if we too had the conviction that however difficult things are right now, it will not remain so forever? Remember, this too shall pass. The tree teaches us this important lesson that however difficult life may seem right now, It will not remain so forever. We must have the conviction and faith that tough times will pass and better days will come. We saw an army of ants lugging or pulling with great difficulty a fly which was at least 10 times the ant's size. The ants organized themselves around the fly and lifted it on frail or weak or delicate feelers and carried it to quite a distance. We have all seen how tiny ants try to lug or pull their food along with great difficulty, a piece of jaggery sometimes, or a dead insect. How do they manage? They lift their food with the delicate or frail feelers and carry it along. Their teamwork and perseverance were impressive. What if we too are consistent, organized, and focused? When we experience big problems and obstacles, can we not show a positive team spirit and use a cooperative, organized, and focused effort to tide over those problems? This is especially relevant during this deadly corona pandemic, don't you think? Students, nature is full of many more such examples of small and large miracles which can become our gentle teachers. Spider webs are delicate yet very strong. A rainbow colors the entire sky. Oysters take in a grain of sand and they open up with a pearl. Yes, students, these oysters show us how a difficulty can be turned into an opportunity. Innumerable stars shine across the infinite sky. Clouds take new shapes with every passing moments. What can clouds teach us? They teach us to accept change and adjust according to the situation. The wind makes trees dance with unhindered passion. Water, without hint of ego, changes its forms according to the dictates or commands of the sun and the wind. When we see a caterpillar turn into a butterfly, a flower turn into a fruit, we experience the alchemy or magic of nature. We touch it and become gold ourselves. This magic of nature can be experienced every day if we open our hearts to nature. It can transform our lives into gold. It can transform our lives into something rich and beautiful. There is not only beauty but many lessons in nature. Nature works on its elements and changes them in mysterious ways. This is its magic or alchemy. And when a person surrenders himself to the lessons of nature, it transforms his life and personality positively. Let us now take a look at two important writing skills with this lesson. The first one is interview. As you already know, we are expected to form a set of questions to interview a personality. Here, we have to interview an environmentalist. As you can see in the format on the right-hand side of your screen, we always begin with an introduction. And then you can see a set of points which will help you to frame questions. What are these? Inspiration or motivation, years spent in the field, awards or recognition, support of the family, happiest moment, most unforgettable moment, future plans, and message for the youth. Questions can be framed with the help of these points. These points are arranged in logical order. The light-hearted, easier questions are at the beginning, and the deeper, serious questions come towards the end. Let us look at the introduction and the questions that we have in our sample interview. The following questions will be asked to environmentalist Sunita Narayan during the Environment Protection Week celebration in our school. That is the introduction. We will now read the questions. Who inspired you to choose the field of environmentalism? How many years have you spent in this field? You recently won the prestigious Nisargamitra Award for your research on the destruction caused by excessive mining. Could you please describe your journey? In what way do your family members support you in your work? Which was your happiest moment so far? Can you tell us about your most unforgettable experience with us? What are your future plans? What message do you have for the youth of the nation? These points will help you children to write questions for any interview. Next, we have the very important writing skill, report writing. According to your textbook, page 43, question 12, we are expected to write a report on the Environment Day celebration held at our school. On the right-hand side of your screen is the format which will help you to write any report. We begin with a headline which has to be short and catchy in the present tense and always written in block letters. In the sample on your screen, you can see the headline, Environment Day at Agnells. This is followed by the date line, which includes the name of the city in which the event has taken place and the date. In the sample, you can see Ambarnath, 15 July 2020. We begin with the body of the report. We need to remember that a report is always written in the third person in past tense. In the first paragraph, we simply expand the headline in one or two sentences. Our headline is Environment Day at Agnells. We expand it by writing, Environment Day was celebrated with great enthusiasm at Father Agnell's School, Ambarnath, yesterday. In the second paragraph, we give details. WH questions like who, what, where, why are answered in the second paragraph. Again, it is very important to remember that the second paragraph also must be written in third person in the past tense. Let us read from our sample. The students and teachers participated in the day-long activities. Well-known environment activist Sunita Narayan was present to conduct a short seminar on the harmful effects of plastic. She also inaugurated the science exhibition which showcased models of sustainable living. A tree plantation drive was conducted in the vicinity of the campus in the afternoon. Now students, to the second paragraph, we can also add an eyewitness account in first person. An eyewitness account is a report of the actual words spoken by someone who was present at the event or a participant of the event. Here we have an eyewitness account given by the principal. The principal said, "I am overjoyed to see the enthusiasm of the students, their level of awareness and desire to learn. We will now have such a celebration once every year. As you can see, the eyewitness account is written in first person. The exact words of the speaker are taken and they are written in inverted commas. In the third paragraph, the future plans of the organization or government are reported in one or two lines. Let us read from our sample once again. The school plans to teach children how to make yoga mats from empty packets of chips and many other such eco-friendly products. The proceeds of the sales will be given to city-based NGO Nisarga Mitra, which will have some students as its activists and members. So those were the future plans of the school. We end the report by writing by student reporter. So student, this is the standard format that we use to write any report. It could be an event held in your school or even if you're reporting an incident for a newspaper. That's all for today, children. Please refer to the Word document given below for the answer key to the English workshop section of this lesson. Thank you and have a nice day.